Welcome to qnawire.
Okay, so we're trying to figure out the decrease that require in order to shrink this much from the condition we know. So we know the angle is 90 degrees. So let's write it down. The order is first order, so we can just simply write it as theta 1 equal to 90 degree. The wavelength is 500 nanometer. And we need to find out the factor. But you know, everything on Earth is 3D. And one length, D, is just 1D dimension. So in order to find the decreasing factor for the whole things, we need to find something that is represent 3D type of quantity. Obviously, it's not D, but D is related to it, and I will show you why it's related to it. So, well, let's figure out D first, since it's related. And we know such formula, sine theta 1, we already know M is 1, so I just put M equal to 1 here, so it's a theta 1, okay? So sine theta 1 is equal to M lambda over D. So M is known as 1, so just 1, so just lambda over D. So let's take a look. It's lower letter D, okay? And we know that D will be equal to lambda divided by sine theta 1. And that will give us 500 nanometer times 10 to the power 9 meter over nanometers is because 1 meters is 10 to the power 9 nanometer and 1 nanometer is 10 to the negative 9 meters. And sine theta 1 is sine 90, which is 1. So let's just put it as 1 and yeah. So there's 1 here under the denominators. So 1. And that will give us 5 times 10 to the negative 7 meter. And that's the length of the window we're looking for. But we need to figure out a factor, okay? So the factor is just number without units. We can totally get rid of the units by simply doing this. Well, let's use alpha. This is a Greek letter called alpha. Represent a factor of the length. So it's equal to d divided by 1 meter because we're trying to get rid of the unit, and the unit of d is meter. So you just simplify times 10 to the negative 7 meter divided by 1 meter. We got 5 times 10 to the negative 7. That's just the factor of the 1D model, which is just for the length. So in order to shrink as a whole, as object, we need to shrink the Earth, and we know that inhabitants and animals, whatever, everything's on Earth. If Earth shrink, they will shrink at the same factor as well. So if you reduce, or in other words, decrease the volume of the window, the Earth will shrink the same factor as well, and that's the factor we need. And we know the volume of the window is just equal to V, which is equal to d cubed. And if we try to figure out a factor, let's say the factor of the decreasing volume is beta, it's just simply equal to alpha times q. Okay, so beta is just equal to, we know alpha, right? So 5 times 10 to the negative 7 and to the power of 3 since it's cube. So we got 1.25 times 10 to the negative 10 to the negative 19. And that's a factor we need to decrease as a whole to shrink the Earth. And that's the answer for the questions. Thank you.